Chambers of Light and Prophecies. June 10, 2020. Hi friends, listeners, and lightworkers. You will find a lot is being said in the dictations that I have received by telepathic communication throughout the years, and that have been published on videos. This work had come to a standstill recently, but I am delighted to announce that a friend, whom I have on Facebook, has been able to create this new channel Ascension Christine Preston and has successfully published the video You Are of Pure Stock, which has become number 296 on my list. Please subscribe and like, as well as share so that the message present in the future videos will reach a large spiritual audience. In this particular video Chambers of Light I am disclosing some details that seem personal, but they apply to the lightworkers in a future time. What is a Chamber of Light? It is higher dimensional technology for healing and age regression. Some people and channelers will call the Chambers of Light an extraterrestrial technology, but if you are familiar with my videos, you know that I am not in favor of referring to the mentors who will be coming among us with the term extraterrestrial, and this is because if they are genuine they are celestial, heavenly, and that means higher dimensional, and these beings like the Kumaras, Lords of the Flame, and Archangels, as well as the members of the spiritual hierarchy of this system of worlds, are local. They are not from elsewhere, and have been here before any human being was even created by them. The Chambers of Light represent a great hope for us all. They are a technology that will be made available to mankind in due time, for our healing and survival, as we walk the path of ascension, so we can survive longer within a lifetime, to achieve a transmutation of 51% of karma before dying, as otherwise we have to reincarnate. But do not despair, as there are mystery schools upon the etheric dimension to which souls are sent, so they can ascend from the other side of the river of life. The Chambers of Light cannot be made available at the present time in an open way, because of the presence of some dark forces that are still lingering among us, and that would misuse this technology. It is much superior to the secret technology that these dark forces possess, the knowledge of which has been suppressed. However, we are being healed at night by the archangels and teams of galactic beings. This healing is applied at the level of our aura and trickles down to the level of our physicality. Lord Morya, who is the Chohan, which is spelled Chohan of the first ray, and who works with Archangel Michael, was the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in his last incarnation before he ascended, and he built the Taj Mahal in India for his beloved wife. On April 19, 2020, the Master Morya said something that constitutes a revelation and confirmation to me when he repeated that I will be ascending, which is something that Archangel Michael has told me a few times before, but that I have not mentioned on Facebook, as for the last 5 years I have avoided drawing attention to details that are personal. But in this case I have to. The Master Morya has mentioned to me that a Chamber of Light would be brought to my position. This seems to be in confirmation of a previous message, or announcement, I received from Ashta Command, in which it is stated that a facility will be made available to me for healing, age regression. The significance of this message was that the healing will constitute a virtual resurrection. However, the Master Morya has mentioned something new. He said the following: you will be ascending in the sense that you will transcend the material aspects of life, and we will ensure your transition to another body, if necessary, but we will not allow you to go through the process of death. We can take you to a facility in space which is not in the way of space as professed by NASA. You will come back rejuvenated for a while until more changes can take place. End of quote. I thought that the details would permit us all to understand what will or might happen in a future that is not too far away. The term ascension is used in more than one sense by the archangels and masters. It can be used in the sense of a final ascension after one's lifetime, as well as in the sense of achieving a rise upon the next level upon the path of initiations, and of going through a portal of initiation. By telepathic communication there is information communicated without words. For instance, if you refer to a car, and it is red, it is not necessary to mention with words that it is red. You just know it is. So the sense of what kind of ascension is referred to, is communicated along what I call the wave, or a telethought transmission. But check my video The Realm of Telepathic Communication for more information. You can find the links to my videos on the website created for my messages by François Debiche, the address of which is w-84.webself.net. There is the concept of ascension after death, in which the ascended soul has the choice of remaining upon a higher dimension and serve with the Great White Brotherhood, a term for the spiritual hierarchy, there, or of taking a body to work upon the physical plane, or a higher plane. There are details about this in one, or two, of my older videos, including the 6 initiations. We need to have achieved a transmutation of 51% of our karma for the ascension, and this is in the sense of being restored to the level of an ascended master, as per the highest initiation. An exciting prospect is the creation on earth of the 5th kingdom. The human kingdom is the 4th, the animal kingdom is the 3rd, the 2nd is the vegetal kingdom, and the 1st is the mineral one. This is a teaching from the Master Chohan, which was given in the early 1900s through Alice Bailey. It ties in with the raising of all matter of this material world or plane, or realm, to a higher level of vibration. There will be many changes taking place in our physical world and our physical bodies as we rise in consciousness upon the path of initiations. We can only shift to the 5th dimension in a physical way if we reach a certain level in consciousness. We are slowly regaining the perfect nature that we have lost. We will be restored to the Edenic conditions of life that were once possessed in the golden age of Lemuria, and this is by divine plan. As a whole, the process of ascension involves an integration of higher consciousness that I have called Christ consciousness, because it helps us to understand the incarnation of the Word in flesh, mentioned in the New Testament. That word that Christians have interpreted to mean Jesus Christ in incarnation, is the universal Christ consciousness. Christianity has misinterpreted the scriptures about this and made Christ unique. I have a video with the title of A Conspiracy Veiled Christ that will help you to understand the theology of this concept. But the best place to gain information about the universal Christ, as well as the Christ self, is the Summit Lighthouse. In a sense, the concept of the Christ self is something you can use as a sort of template until you know more about your own higher self. Check the Summit Lighthouse website tsl.org. You could call this higher consciousness Christ, or Buddhic consciousness, and it does relate to the second aspect of creation, and Vishnu in Hinduism. It looks as if the ascension can take place in various phases. I suppose the transfer to another body, if necessary, is Plan B, and the use of light chambers is Plan A. Furthermore, it looks like we don't have to die in order to ascend. The process described is more like a resurrection but without death, and it corresponds to the message of the Master Jesus in my video with the title I Rejoice. See my lists. The transfiguration and resurrection attached to the Master Jesus attainment, if you remove the story of his crucifixion, corresponds to the concept, in the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, concerning the recovery of the perfect nature that Adam possessed, but was lost to mankind from the age of Seth. This ascension is called the Ogdoad in Hermetism. Adam represents the original mankind, or that of the Lemurian era before the Golden Age was lost in a decline, due to the interference of the dark forces, those that created the Atlantean Empire, those dark ones called Nephilim, meaning fallen ones, not meaning fallen angels and not meaning giants. They were satanic souls as argued in the videos No Angel Fell and Fallen Angels, Far-Fetched, which have a lot of illustrations. Hermes Trismegistus has been associated with Enoch in Islamic literature, the one who is said to have been taken to the 10th heaven, not a star or planet, but a sphere of influence, or realm, where he was taken out of his earthly body and put in a solar body of ascension. The symbolic woman clothed with the sun in the book of Revelation also is mankind in the solar garment of ascension. This garment for the soul is weaved by the angels. It is the woman clothed with the sun that Archangel Michael is defending. He is the defender in battle, the defender in the Armageddon of the psyche. The solar garment of ascension also is a bridal garment. It is a bridal garment in the sense of the relationship between the soul and the higher selves. The souls are the body, or chalices, of God, and are being reunited with the emissaries of the I Am Presence, and these emissaries represent the soul's lost reality. It is a very mystical affair. There also are 2 different results from the ascension as predicted by Archangel Michael, and on February 12, 2020, my ascended twin flame Andre dictated to me, I want to let you know in advance that you will ascend, and this means you will be with me in so-called heaven, but that is not going to be for a long time yet, as before that there is a plan of descent which will result, in a few years, with our reunion in physical form, when there will be new technologies introduced in the world, due to a sharing of our knowledge and science with mankind. And with this we will be able to restore your body by a sort of age regression technique which you suspected. In the meantime, we will continue to work on your form by healing it with diverse methods, which we are using, even when you are asleep. You have been able to figure out when it has happened at times, and you are told not to move at times, at night, because we need to find the right spot in a matrix of something like a lot of wires in the reflection of your body upon the level upon which we exist, though it's the other way round. End of quote. The understanding for this last remark was that the physical body is a mirror of the etheric body or substance, and is not any more as was intended to be. Yes, the higher form is the blueprint, but we are not a proper reflection of it because of what is wrong in the world, and as far as mankind is concerned, because of its indoctrination and captivity in the belief system of materialism. So there is a plan A for ascension, not just for me, but for the lightworkers, depending where they are upon the path of initiation, and it's a matter of preparing for it. Where Andri dictated in the meantime he meant before my ascension and during a time for healing. The Master El Morya speaks of a light chamber, and Archangel Michael, as well as Ashta, has mentioned a facility. But it is only following these transfigurations that Andri will appear, or descend, properly into our dimension. The reason that there is such a plan and that this will be possible is that twin flames are being reunited. They were separated because of karma, and now karma is being transmuted. However, in some case one is alive on the earthly realm and the other is upon the etheric plane. There has to be a transformation, healing, or age regression, of some kind so the relationship is as it should be, or even can exist in ideal circumstances, or as the divine plan intended it to be before we were all held in bondage in a decline during the Atlantean era. There are details on what Andri planned to do in a video with the very first dictation I received from him in 2015. It has the title of Project of Reunion. He died in 1972 and ascended in 2012. Sometime after that message he started informing me that he was preparing to incarnate among the Andromedons to take part in their project of first contact. It's a very important project that will permit a reunion without incarnation for him as a baby on this earth plane. Reincarnating among us could have led to more separation and conditions such as my waiting upon the higher plane while he was alive, or another age difference. When I knew him there we had a difference of 45 years between us. He has told me that he created a body by will using technology. He used the quantum DNA of our higher selves which instructs the physical body DNA, as well as some Andromedon DNA, and he was born directly into adult stage. It was the method that was used in antiquity by the initiators and sons of God. For more on this you can hear the video Self-Born or watch Tiamat is Tarot, which has a lot of illustrations. But we should note that when these beings were among us to teach us, in the mystery schools, they were properly human, and called Bani Halahim, which means sons of God. As I have explained in Fallen Angels, Far-Fetched, these beings were initiators, corporeal, and human. They were not dwelling upon an angelic realm, and their relationship with the daughters of man were real and physical. Misunderstandings and misinterpretations about 2,000 years ago led to a lot of misconceptions. The event of Terra going to a standstill may be the manifestation that has been depicted as the pale horse of the prophetic ride of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. In the book of Revelation, it brings disease or pandemic. And the world has, indeed, recently stopped with the lockdown. The ride of the horsemen has been interpreted as a karmic retribution for mankind in the past, but the final judgment is not for mankind, it is only for the Nephilim or fallen ones who were incarnated during the Atlantean era, caused a total corruption, caused all hell to break through, and the downfall of the Atlantean civilization to the point that the process of ascension has to be aborted. The term apocalypse is from the verb calypso in Greek, which means to hide. It means uncovering, hence a revelation or disclosure. It is my opinion that a lot of suffering on earth is not karmic, nor an act of God, but the work of darkness for power, the work of the evil pyramid of control, and Archangel Michael has confirmed that what caused this standstill was created by human hands. What we call the evil pyramid of control has had designs to create chaos to put a stop to the enlightenment that can result from the progress accomplished on the timeline of the successful re-election of President Trump. The evil ones cannot stand this enlightenment, or spiritual transcendence, because it makes people escape their control. However, nothing that they have tried to create is working, and their systems set up long ago to restrict mankind are crumbling away. On February 12, Andri said, "We help in many ways, and if it was not for our opposition to them, in many ways allowed by divine law, they would have reduced mankind by now to nothing. They know we will stop them, and are more powerful than they are, so they only go ahead with strategically devised methods, as when you look for a loophole in a law to achieve a result when it is not permitted." End of quote. It is my opinion that what is allowed to take place contributes to the awakening. The more we hear of certain individuals' outrageous actions, the more the veils are dropping off. On May 4, Archangel Michael also stated that the world will recover, no need to worry. And on April 19, the Master El Morya commented, "We are having a very busy time up here, with the terrible mess the world is in." Recently, Archangel Michael stated, "The corruption will cease after lawsuits end. We are conducting a survey, this being in relation to the cruelty and neglect to animals." Then also my I Am Presence has mentioned there will be miracles. For some good news, I would like to finish by mentioning the fact that on May 1, 2020, when I asked Lord Buddha if we are on track with the fulfillment of the divine plan as decided by Lord Sanat Kumara concerning the removal of the evil ones, he informed me that all devils will disappear. Stay safe and secure. With love, Christine. They were satanic